Summer is knocking on our door, so let's make some bee decor. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. But let's get started. I have 3 great crafts for you today. This first craft is so easy even I can't screw it up. Yet somehow I managed to. I took one of those bee plates from the Dollar Tree and one of the bee bowls from the Dollar Tree, and I decided I was going to make some kind of stand. It could be for food, it could be for display. I loved it. And for $1.25, why not? The bee pattern is so nice on the plates. Dollar Tree just astonishes me. So what I'm going to do is take some E6000 and I'm going to take the bottom of the bowl and I'm going to put some of that E6000 around the rim. I want to make sure I center it. I kind of eyeballed it, but I actually did good. I was shocked. E6000 stinks, but it works really, really well. And once you get it going, come on. The anticipation. Remember the commercial? Anticipation. Gen Xers probably remember it with the ketchup, but I'm just putting that on there around the rim like that. I just got a toothpick and I'm kind of smudging out the E6000 a little bit, just because I felt I got it a little too much into the rim and I was afraid it wasn't going to stick. So then I just turned it around. Again, I eyeballed it, trying to make sure it was as center as possible, which I actually did a good job. And I pressed it down nicely. Now, this is where, I didn't use a glue gun for that instant stick. And I tried to flip this over and it's totally slid. So yeah, it was so easy. I still screwed it up. Good thing was it didn't adhere that quickly, so I was able to slide it back in spot and let it sit for 24 hours, and look at this. Look how nice this is. I made some homemade strawberry Maries, and oh my god, they're fantastic. My daughter and I housed them. They were so good with fresh cream and strawberries and some honey. But this makes such a beautiful stand for cakes, for goodies, for displaying things. I loved it. It came out wonderful. We are going to be making a beehive. These are some really pretty flowers I got from the Dollar Tree. They were perfect. Some sunflowers and I don't know, they look like dahlias. I got a Be Happy metal stake. I got that foam piece. I love that foam piece. It works so good with so many things. I got this black planter from the Dollar Tree that looked like a beehive. I didn't use all these ribbons only because I had planned it out one way and it turned out to come out a totally different way. So, and then we're going to use some of this rope as well. What I'm doing here is I'm measuring the ribbon a little bit because I want to make an opening for the beehive for the bees to go in. And I thought this fabric was so cute. Or not fabric, ribbon. I got all this ribbon at Hobby Lobby, by the way. And I saw it was a little too big for the planters, so I cut it down a little bit more. You end up not seeing this ribbon at all when I'm done with it, because like I said, I went in another direction with it. But for now, I'm just gluing that little piece of ribbon on as the opening of the beehive. Next, I'm going to take some of that rope I showed you, and I'm going to just kind of measure around the circle to kind of make the opening look a lot neater than just a cut up piece of ribbon. I think it's a great detail. And woo, look, it spin the bottle. So I just took my rope, I started off with a dot of glue, and I just, instead of cutting it, I kind of worked my way around to see how much I would need before I cut it, because sometimes I'll cut things first and then I end up wasting something because I didn't cut enough or I cut too much, but it's still an awkward size. So that's why I waited to cut it till I kind of fit it around. Then I used the glue gun and I just kind of glued it and smushed it in. I just messed with it a little bit to make it look as nice of a circle as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. It came out really nice. So now I'm taking that foam piece, which fit perfectly on top of my beehive planter, and I'm going to glue it onto the top just to secure it because we're going to be adding flowers and things to it. There we go, nice and secure. This little sucker gave me a little bit of trouble. Usually Dollar Tree stuff comes right off the metal stake. This one didn't. I had to really bend and work with it. I wasn't worried about the bottom getting damaged because I knew that was going in the foam piece. So you can see there's a little bit damage at the bottom, but it's not even going to be noticeable. I was just glad that it came off because I was worried it wasn't going to. And it's like, oh, this is a big part of this craft project. But everything worked out, and I'm just sticking it in the foam and it's stuck in really, really good. Now we're going to take our flowers, and I'm just pushing the leaves up to the top of the flowers because I want the leaves incorporated in this craft. And then I just started snipping off the florals. I left a little bit of give at the bottom to stick into the floral foam, and I just kept doing that until all my flowers were chopped. Now we're going to just make sure everything's nice and pretty. I decided I wanted to add, I have a ton of this ivy garland, and I decided I wanted to add some of that to the bottom where my foam piece meets the planter. So I started gluing that on, and it was giving me a little bit of trouble only because if you look closely, this garland has those kind of like, they're like chain link. So like there were spots that were kind of like, they were a little too, you could see the chain link, the plastic chain link. So I just messed around a little bit to try to cover up as much of that and snipped some pieces off and glued some pieces in other places just to make it look full. I am thrilled with the way this came out. I thought it was a great addition. I wasn't planning on using it, but then I ended up using it. That does look nice. Now I'm getting some Spanish moss, which again, I wasn't planning on using it, but I find adding any kind of moss to a decor item, it really ups it another notch. Like Emerald would say, it's like bam. It makes it look, I don't know, I don't want to say professional. Not by any means am I a professional, but it just zhuzhes it up. And I really thought it looked good. So I figured, let me put some of the Spanish moss on. I glued some on just to kind of cover more of the green. And then I just started adding my flowers little by little. So after looking at this, I thought, okay, I need to put some Spanish moss in where that bee ribbon is because it took on another sort of style, and I felt the bee decor was a little too cutesy then. That bee ribbon was just a little too cutesy for what I was going for. Like the style totally changed. And so I just glued some Spanish moss in there, and I think it looks absolutely fabulous, darling. Now I'm just going to make a simple bow with this Harlequin ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby for 49 cents on clearance. It definitely gives Mackenzie Child vibes, and I plan on doing some inspired crafts by Mackenzie Childs in the future. This was just simple. I just looped it a few times, tied it with twine, and glued it so that it would stay in place. I was going to put one of the bee things on there anyway, so I just floofed it out a little bit, and I had to figure out where I was going to put this. I had an idea, but I wanted to make sure it looked okay. Oh yeah, and this part I totally forgot. I took some ribbon and I just wrapped it around to just neaten it up a little bit, and it's an easy way to make a simple bow for those of us that are handicapped with bow making, our bow handicaps. I totally see you out there. You're my peeps. It was that easy though. And this, I love this bow. It's a pretty little bow. Now I'm taking one of my little bee ornaments. I'll put down in the description. I got these off Amazon. It has bees and it has ladybugs, and it has 3 different sizes. They were so cute. I don't make any money from this. I'm just sharing the link because I found the quality was impressive, and I'd like to share that. Because sometimes things you get off Amazon or like Temu, you don't know what you're getting. These were good quality. I thought, okay, let's put this kind of on a diagonal. I didn't want to cover up the be thankful wording. Oh my God, this looks so cute. I'm so proud of me. Look at me go. Oh, it says be happy, not be thankful. I did something else with be thankful, I think. And then I just started adding some bees in a few places. I didn't want to go too crazy with the bees because, again, this originally was meant to be whimsical, and it took on a whole other life as I was making it. But I still wanted to put some bees on. There's a bee down, and we'll fix that. I also added some bees to the actual hive entrance. Just 2. I thought that was a nice touch. And now I'm just going to embed a few other bees on some leaves and flowers. Again, I'm not going to go too crazy. And that was it. That's my project. I absolutely love how this came out. It's beautiful, and it was under $10 to make. That's crazy for how good it looks. And I put it on top of my bee plate that I made, my bee plate stand. I think it looks pretty fabulous. Now this next project is definitely going to be a little whimsical, and I'm so excited about this one. It came out so beautiful. I had another one of those mason jars like I had in my patriotic decor video, which I will link down below. That's a really good video too. But my grocery store was giving them away for free. And so I took them. They're broken, but we're going to cover up the cracks. Don't ask me why I had my floral foam wrapped in tinfoil. I have no idea at all. I did that years ago. I don't know. And then these are a various assortment of picks I got at Michael's. They're all at least 40% off. I want to say they were 50% off, but I'm not positive. Again, never pay full price. I had these daisies. So now I'm going to cut off the twine around there and remove that little daisy, and I'm going to use that in other projects. I'm not going to throw it away. Waste not, want not, of course. So I'm just removing that. I'm going to unwrap my floral foam from the tinfoil because I'm a weirdo, and I'm going to glue it to the bottom of the mason jar, so the mason jar vase, so it stays in place. And my glue gun was giving me all sorts of trouble again. I was getting so mad. So now I'm going to take some of that ribbon that I showed you at the beginning of the video, and I'm just going to wrap it around and see how much I'm going to need to cover up that broken piece. I figured I'll just go around the whole diameter of the vase, and it's going to look beautiful, I promise you. I added a dot of glue just to give me a starting point, and then I started tracing the glue around the mason jar. I guess somehow my glue gun got unplugged during the process of this, so that's why we're quick going off screen. I had to wait for the glue guns to heat up. So in the meantime, I'm making a messy bow with this it's kind of I don't know let me think. What's the name of this material? It was just in my brain. I actually made the dovetails right. I'm proud of me. Nope. Okay, there we go. Good job, Chrissy. Good job. Good girls. Don't overthink it. Just do it. There we go. It's amazing how my brain works sometimes. It's amazing. And I still can't think of what kind of material this is. I'll remember after I publish this video. But I got yellow and green. They're such pretty spring colors. And they were on clearance too at Hobby Lobby. I want to say they were 99 cents a roll. So I figured let me incorporate these 2 types of ribbons with, again, like a burlap ribbon, Hobby Lobby. That was on sale too. Never pay full price ever. Did I screw up that dovetail? I looked away for a second. Did I? No, I did. I screwed up that end. Easy fix. They won't be completely lined up, but that's okay. They could be of differing lengths. That's no big deal. I snipped a few more pieces of ribbon to assemble my messy bow. And then I was just kind of like seeing how I wanted to arrange it. I ended up putting a few more layers of the seersucker. I finally remember what it's called. Yay me. I'm adding a dot of glue in between the layers of the messy bow just because I'm not a strong bow maker, and it helps keep it in place more, because I notice when I go to tie my messy bows up, I don't know if I manhandle it or if I have my freakish strength. I have weird freakish strength, and I just I don't know, goes all wonky. So I figured adding some glue would help me keep it like more in place. Let's see how that works. It's still a little wonky, but we could work with it. I think I tie it a little too tight. So now I'm gonna just, loosen some of the tension on the bow. That's much better, much, much better. And now that the glue guns are all heated up, I could finish putting the ribbon around my mason jar vase to hide the broken pieces. If you don't have one of these mason jar vases, you could use, honestly, any vase. You could get a clear vase and paint it white. You could use whatever color you want. I bet you a yellow or a green would look really pretty as well. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just cleaning that up and getting that to stay nice and firm and secure onto the vase. Now I'm just kind of seeing where I want to put my bow, and I'm going to add some glue and just stick my bow on. Now for my favorite part. I'm clipping and trimming the flowers that I got. Those flowers in particular I got from the Dollar Tree. I got that bunch there. And now I'm going to just start assembling my floral arrangement. I'm tucking in a little bit more of that Spanish moss because, again, I think it takes it up another level, another notch, bam, and it makes it look, I don't know, a lot better. These daisies were giving me some issue though. The struggle was real. I didn't want to cut them, and then I was trying to bend them, and then they just weren't laying right. And I don't know. I just figured, let's see how this ends up. Who knows? I wanted to lay it down a little bit just so you could see how it is. Now this beehive nest, which I think it was $5.99 at Michael's, but again, I paid like 40% off or half price. That's going to be like the star of my floral arrangement. It's just such a really cute piece. And it's actually a very sturdy piece. It is well made. I was impressed. Now that the star of my show is in place, I'm going to start adding the Dollar Tree filler flowers and then some of the other picks. I got two really pretty picks. One has mushrooms on it, so I had that flanking one side, and then the sunflower and baby's breath kind of thing on the other side. I always say with your floral arrangements, just start going for it. You can move things around, you could rearrange them, you could remove things, you could add things. Just have fun with it. It's actually very relaxing and fun. Like I said, it's my favorite part of crafting. And now for the final touches. It would not be a bee bouquet without a few more bees. And I did add a ladybug too. I wanted to add, the colors on this came out so beautiful. I love the combo. I thought it really was pretty and colorful. It's very spring, even though we're going into summer. It's very springy, but it can transition into summer. It's just such a fun bouquet. Our little bee bouquet. It's our little pollinator bouquet because ladybugs are also very healthy for your garden, as well as the bees. We need both bugs. They're wonderful insects, and we need to celebrate them. Oh, the ladybug fell. Plus, ladybugs are good luck. To me, I'm Italian. It's a segno. It's a good sign. Thank you so much for watching. I would love if you'd hit that like button and that subscribe button and help me out on YouTube. I'm having a blast doing this, and I would love to have you as a part of my community. If you like what you see, go ahead and click on one of these links. I have other DIY projects if you'd like to check them out. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. Ciao.